Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you all my Cardfight Vanguard Direful Doll deck profile for post-Faded Clash. We got a full Direful Doll deck with the latest Cardfight Vanguard booster set. They were always just a couple cards mixed in here or there for the Dark States Nation, but with Direful Doll Master Android, we have a full deck that can utilize the sole setup of your many different Direful Doll and Workeroids that we run in the deck for some added pressure skill of being able to set those cards up on the rear guard using the ones from the soul and making use of some of the new setups we have with all the different cards we've gotten from the latest Cardfight Vanguard Divine set. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the ride deck. Standard for the ride deck is now the energy generator, with our starter being Direful Doll Tanya. When wrote upon, if you went second, draw a card. Our grade 1 is Direful Doll Cernelia. When this unit is wrote upon by Direful Doll Griselda, you look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 2 cards with Direful Doll and among them, and put them into your soul and shuffle your deck. So the good majority of the cards we run in the deck are Direful Dolls, so we'll have a pretty good chance of being able to place something into the soul thanks to Serenella's ability, with our grade 2 being Direful Doll Griselda. When wrote upon by a grade 3 with Direful Doll in its card name, you can call this card rear guard, giving you just more initial rear guard setup, which is what a lot of the ride decks from the Faded Clash booster set seem to do. And our grade 3 in the deck is Direful Doll Master Android, along with the copy that we run in the ride deck. We run 3 additional copies in the main deck as well. Its Vanguard skill is once per turn. You can counterblast 1, choose up to the same number of Workeroid cards with Direful Doll in their card name from your soul as the grade of your opponent's Vanguard, and call them to rear guard. If you called 3 or more cards, this unit gets drive +1 until end of turn. So the higher your opponent's grade of their Vanguard is, the more you can call out for this card's ability, just based on your opponent's Vanguard's grade. So if you're going up against Dragon Tree, I can only imagine the consistency of what you can call out using this card in the deck. And if you call it 3 or more, you get drive +1, which is always good, whether you have a restanding Vanguard or at least the option for triple drive to use also. And on Vanguard, when this unit is attacked, you can choose up to 1 Workeroid card with Direful Doll and its card name from your bind zone and call it to guard circle, and it gets shield +5000 till end of battle. So more of a defensive tactic for this card to use, while its first initial setup effect is more of the offensive tactic. For the other grade 3s we run in the deck, I run 4 copies of Direful Doll Liberata. When placed on rear guard or put into the guard circle, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Direful Doll in its card name, choose a card with Direful Doll in its card name from your drop and put it into your soul. So more setup for more cards into your soul for your initial setup of your Vanguard. And when this unit attacks, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Direful Doll in its card name, you may have this unit get +10,000 until end of battle. If you do at the end of that battle, bind this unit and counter +1 and draw a card. So this is one of the ways you can set up the Direful Dolls in your bind zone for you to be able to call out with a guard option with Master Android, and then having that initial defense of when you use it as the guard circle ability of your Direful Doll Master Android to then be able to have it gain the additional +5 shield, and then also use more of the additional shield power also. For the grade 2s, running 4 copies of Direful Doll Providenza, one of the units in the deck that can make use of the Energy Blast ability. So when this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater unit, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Direful Doll in its card name, this unit gets +10,000 till end of battle. And on rear guard, at the end of the battle, this unit attacked, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Direful Doll in its card name, you can Energy Blast 3 and bind this unit to choose a Workeroid with Direful Doll in its different card name from a card in your soul and call it to rear guard. So this also helps to enable the multiple attacks that you can do with the deck, making use of the Energy Blast 3 instead of having to, waste Soul Blast or Counter Blast, which we can put towards other cards in the deck. And our other grade 2s include 3 additional copies of Direful Doll Griselda. We have the 1 copy in the ride deck. We also have the option when it's placed on rear guard, if you have a Vanguard with Direful Doll in its card name, put a card with Direful Doll in its card name from your hand into the soul to draw a card, and choose one of your Vanguards until end of turn with this unit and this unit, that unit and this unit get +5,000 power. So more of a power setup, but more also Direful Doll ability to draw into a card, putting Direful Dolls into your soul, which you can then just call out again using your Vanguard skill. And for the grade 1s, running 4 copies of Direful Doll Pelagia, On this card, we have the option on rearguard at the end of the battle that boosted. If you have a Vanguard with Direful Doll in its card name, bind this unit, choose up to 2 cards with Direful Doll from your drop and put them into your soul. More soul setup while also setting up cards to use in your bind zone, which you can have an additional 10k shield with your Android Master Vanguard. And if you have a Vanguard with Direful Doll in its card name, it gets shield plus 5,000 on the guard circle, making it a plus 15k shield on top of that. And also the 3 copies of Direful Doll Serenella, the additional copy that we ran in the ride deck, along with 3 copies in the main. On rearguard, when this unit attacks or boosts, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Direful Doll in its card name, until the end of that battle, you may have this unit get plus 5,000. If you do at the end of that battle, bind this unit. So you always have the option for a good variety of cards to use with Master Android to have for the bind ability, thanks to all the many backup units we have in the deck. Some of the other non-Direful Doll cards we run in the deck. Well, first off, one that we run but really doesn't do much for the deck, but it does have Direful Doll in its name, which is why we're running 4 copies of Direful Doll Amandine. During your turn, if your soul has 10 or more cards, it gets plus 10,000 power. So this is the one ability that may resolve having more of a powered up booster unit or attacker. The one that won't work is its second ability, because we do not actually soul charge in the deck. We just put cards into the soul using the Direful Doll abilities, but still, it has Direful Doll in its card name. That's why we're running the 4 additional copies. And also the 4 copies of Steam Skara Zargon. When this unit boosts, choose a boosted unit, and it gets the ability on Vanguard or rearguard. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, choose up to 2 cards from your drop and put them into your soul, building up more cards in your soul thanks to this unit just adding pressure by giving an ability to a card on the Vanguard circle. And then the rearguard circle, whatever it boosts. And also for the rest of the grade 1s, 4 copies of Ridicule Disruptor, having the initial guard, and I find the new art for the Sentinels to be the most fitting for the Direful Doll deck. But if you have 2 more cards in your hand, you have to discard, saving so you can at least keep 1 card in your hand to be able to save for the Persona ride. And then the Regardless piece that I run in the deck is Gradius Cordell, having more of the Persona ride power in this card to use as well against your opponent, so just an additional Persona ride number as well. And for the trigger lineup, running with the 8 critical just to have the pressure with the triple drive Vanguard, running the new Direful Doll Bethany since it does have Direful Doll in its name, and 4 copies of Lively Breath Dragon. If you have the ability critical, you can always place it here, but most of the time, you're just saving those criticals for the shield power anyway. And then for added pressure with our attacks, the 3 copies of Diablos Girls Natalia for the front trigger pressure, along with the plus 5 shield when used for guarding, with our heal being Direful Doll Alexandra, just another Direful Doll in name if need be, but still just deciding to stick to the generic heals that we have in the deck. Also with our over trigger being Spiritual King of Aquatics, Eidos Farah, for the add back power and additional critical pressure you can give to a rear guard. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoy. This is one of the non-divine skill decks that we got in the newest set, but still a very fun one for those looking to actually have a full Direful Doll, which is kind of a successor to the Nightmare Doll deck for Cardfight Vanguard. But as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Qualia out.